There have been so many takes of this video. I've been trying to find a creative way to get this video out. It's not going to happen. So I'm going to do it as a live stream to force myself to upload this because I don't have a way to creatively express what I'm about to say. Basically, some exciting things are coming to the channel. I'm going to be doing a custom water-cooled rig, not rigid tubing. That's a pain in the ass. I'm just going to do regular soft tubing. But I am going to be doing a water-cooled rig. I am going to include UV cathodes so I can get supreme UV light in there. And it will consume 74.4 watts, just these two UV cathodes. So it is a lot of wattage, and it is in a sick RGB fan case with tempered glass on 3 sides. I mean, this thing, it's amazing. It comes with 4 pre-installed RGB fans that are actually pretty good specs for airflow, and it's also pretty good for just, it's quiet. So I found this case on sale for 78 bucks. It's worth like 120. So I got a pretty good deal on it. It's pretty lit. I had to scoop on this deal since I am doing the thing, and I couldn't find much of a better case for the build, really. I mean, and I calculated the distance, like the area, the room that I have for this thing to work with me here. Between my graphics, I calculated, like, I took the length of the case, right? Then I took the radiator, the width of the radiator. I took the width of the reservoir, and it gives me about like a 2-inch to 2.5-inch gap on like total between the graphics card and the radiator. So that's like 1.25 inches on either side of the reservoir between the graphics card and the radiator. It's going to be tight, but we're going to make it work. And if it comes down to it, it is a pretty small one, so I can probably mount the reservoir with the pump up here somewhere. I'll make it work. It's happening. Whether this case is gonna like it or not, I'm not even really sure what this thing here is wasting so much space in this picture. But it's a really cool case. I'm excited. I don't know about you guys, but it's got support for frickin' 360 millimeter radiators on the top and in the front. I mean, this case, look, you can even put a freaking 240 millimeter radiator in, like, on the side. Who and why would do that? Like, I don't understand. This case is just overkill after overkill, and I love it. But yeah, so that's the gist of what's going on there. I'm going to go ahead and walk you through all the stuff I got in my list, all the stuff that my dad has already bought for me. It's on its way. I'm so excited this year. It was very expensive. I even told my dad I would pay for some of it, but next thing you know, he bought everything. This is the most money my dad's ever spent on me for Christmas. So I am going to get him a really good gift this year for Christmas because he deserves it after what he is doing for me. So starting off with probably the most unneeded thing when I'm doing a build like this is a flow indicator or a flow meter, whatever you want to call it. Basically, whenever the water is flowing through the system, it like makes the spiral go spinny spin. So I'm going to put the white one in there since I'm using red coolant. I'll show you that in a second. But that's what I'm going to do with that. I got barb fittings, so obviously I can screw it into the 1/4 inch threads, and then I can barb my 3/8 soft tubing on there. For the radiator, I went with a 360 millimeter XSPC EX360 high performance triple fan radiator. My entire build is either brass, copper, or nickel, so I won't have galvanic corrosion. Galvanic corrosion, big no-no when it comes to water cooling builds. So that's definitely something that was needed for this. This coolant, I can't tell from the picture, and every picture I find of it, like the green, that looks opaque to me because you can see like the water droplets here. If I click on this, look at the water droplets right where my mouse is. It's opaque. So it would only make sense for this, and it kind of does look opaque right here, but I can't tell. So I'm just going to hope that it is, or not opaque, clear. I don't want opaque. I don't want opaque. So I'm hoping for that. So I also got this tubing, which is clear UV tubing. So basically, I couldn't find a single picture of this tubing with like the UV activated. All I found was a video of a guy reviewing it without even putting UV lights up to it. Basically, it just gives like a blue tinted glow whenever you expose it to UV light. So what I also thought about doing is mixing Mayhem's UV pink drops, which basically makes your rig look 10 times cooler by doing this to the fluid. So if I add it to the red, if I add the pink to the red, it'll stay deeper, because if you add light to dark, it doesn't change anything. So it's gonna look sick. I mean, like, they have the green, which is like freaking amazing, but come on, glowing. This is going to be probably the coolest thing I've done to a PC. This is a huge first for me. I haven't done water cooling. I even have some designs sitting here on my desk, and I can't exactly show them to you on the live stream, but I will show them to you when I am actually doing a video on this. The first video that I'm going to do on this is I'm going to do me moving all of my parts from my PC that I currently have into the PC that I move everything into the new case from the old case. Is essentially what I was trying to say there. And I'll obviously install the air cooling until after Christmas, where I can install all of the liquid cooling. The tradition around this house has always been kind of, I get to open one present the day/night before Christmas, which is really cool. I love doing it. It's kind of neat. And so I think I'll do the case, so that way I could, later that you get the point. But something that I thought about is I'm actually going on a trip to, not going to tell you where because you're going to try and stalk me, but it's U.S. territory, but it's out of the States, to say the least. So I'm going to be going on Christmas in a tropical area, essentially. So I'll probably end up making this video beforehand and releasing it possibly while I'm on vacation. Probably just going to upload it beforehand and have it premiere. So that way I don't have to worry about trying to upload it. So I'll just have it premiere on a certain time. Probably, I would say maybe a week before Christmas. So that way when I come back after Christmas, I can put the water cooling in and upload a video on that. I'm going to try and get one of my friends to help me out by filming it, because I want to get like that, third person's perspective kind of thing. But yeah, so back to the parts that I'm using. Kind of went off on a large tangent there. Basically, AlphaCool 90s. These are AlphaCool, XSPC, and where's the other one? BitsPower. BitsPower, those are all three really good fitting brands. So I didn't really cheap out there, and you shouldn't cheap out, because these little swivels right here, they can leak if it's from a not so reputable brand. So got that covered. I got 3 additional RGB fans to put on the top of the case. Just to, I mean, if I'm doing this thing, I'm doing it all the way. I ain't sacrificing anywhere for any subpar non-RGB fans. Get those shysters out of here. We going full out with RGB LED, balls to the walls. Next up, we have the Thermal Grizzly Hydronaut High Performance Thermal Grease. This is a well-known, or it's becoming more well-known, of a thermal grease, thermal paste. I hate that they use the word grease there. I hate that. But it's becoming more well-known as a really high, reputable brand. I want to get the most transference of heat between my CPU and my CPU water block as possible. Got some male fittings, gotta, do the threads. It's also partially for the flow meter, so I can attach it doing that. Also, we have Cable Mod Basic Mod Flex Cable Extension Kit. You can't make a build like this if you're not going to buy Cable Mod extensions. I mean, it even comes with the cable combs. I mean, this is like usually like a $60 package for this stuff. I mean, getting this is really good for this price. So I gotta go all out with this. I mean, I'm doing water cooling. This has got to be an all-out build kind of thing. And then last couple things here, we got the 45-degree angle here, 2-pack. I got 2 of them. It's wrong here. I actually did get 2. And ignore all this because my father bought it, so I had to re-add all this stuff. So it's funky. It's funky how lists work. Anyways, the EKWB EK Supreme Evo CPU Water Block Nickel Intel CPU. So this water block is pretty renowned as being a really good water block, especially this nickel form of it. A lot of people like Jay's 2 Cents has done reviews on it. He really likes it, and it supports my socket, so that's pretty coolio. And I wanted to go with a clear one so I could see my fluid. I want to be able to see the fluid, and I also want to be able to see if there's any buildup in the flow fins. I don't know what you would actually call them, but the little fins that get the heat transference going. But yeah, so that's the gist of what's happening this Christmas for me. I'm very fortunate for everything I have. I am very, very spoiled. I know that. Some of you out there are like, wow, why you gotta flex on me like that? I don't mean to flex. I mean to show off what a little bit of hard work can accomplish. You sit there and you earn money and you work hard and you strive for something. You do your research. You create the most cost-effective thing you can. You put a bunch of work into this, and you put a bunch of work into other things that help you get to this point, and you can accomplish this. A lot of people this is impossible for because their parents aren't going to be able to pay for this, whether it's for financial reasons or because they simply don't want to, because whatever reasons. But I'm not trying to flex, is basically what I'm trying to say. I worded that terribly. Basically, you can achieve anything you want. And I have put a lot of research into this and what to do and what not to do with water cooling. I think I did a pretty good job. I got quite a bit of XSPC stuff, which is a pretty good brand. But yeah, so that's the gist of what's going on my channel soon. So I did this as a live stream because I could come up with a clever way to do this, and I didn't really feel like editing it, to be honest. So yeah, that's the gist of what's going on here, coming up here. So yeah, without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button down below as well. Subscribe to my channel already. This is Air Assassin, and as always, see y'all in the next video. Peace.